Good morning. I am now on day 5 of 7 of this intermittent fasting strategy for athletes. So Monday I exercised hard, Tuesday I intermittent fasted, or I fasted it all day. Wednesday I trained again and ate. Yesterday I didn't eat and I trained at all, and I just a few minutes ago broke a 36 plus hour fast that I was on, and I'm feeling great. The first day I fasted on Tuesday, later in the afternoon I had the Blaus, and it was pure keto flu. If any of you have ever been on a ketogenic diet or tried Atkins and you felt like crap, well, there's a reason why, and I didn't put enough sodium in my body. And on Tuesday, it was like late in the afternoon, and I finally go, oh my gosh, I forgot to put sodium in my body. So I put a half a teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt in a glass of water and drank it, and 30 minutes later, boom, I was feeling fine. When you fast on the ketogenic diet, you lose a lot of water, you're losing a lot of sodium, so you have to absolutely replace. And so yesterday on my fast, I did not make that mistake. I ran yesterday morning, it was 103 degrees, and I ran an hour and 9 minutes. And it was hot, but I had that sodium in me all day yesterday, and I breezed through yesterday. I was not hungry at all. I wasn't hungry eating this morning. I could have probably went another 12 hours or 6 hours to noon today, but I chose to eat. Anyway, here's the deal about the Blaus. One of the reasons we get Blaus feeling, we all get it, is, like say, I got it through lack of sodium, but the main reason is our cells in our body, they need to die off first in order to be replaced. That process goes on in a massive amount in our bodies every day. And in order for us to feel more energized, more alive, healthier, we need cleaner, newer cells. It's like when you have an old car, you're so glad when you finally turn that car in, because you get a brand new one. All right, it feels cool. Well, the same with our cells. And one reason our cells don't renew, and in order for us to have newer, cleaner, healthier cells, the old ones have to die first. But when we are stuck on a glucose diet, and we also have a lot of ROS, radical oxygen species, through oxidation, breathing, our cells don't die off. And autophagy was discovered, and in 2016, this Japanese gentleman won the Nobel Prize in medicine and physiology. And what autophagy is it's a dying of a cell. It's a cell just like, okay, I'm going to commit suicide and die, so that a new one can replace it. And what the liver does is it takes all those old dying cells. When those old cells die off, the liver gets a hold of them and it creates more energy. It reuses them or recycles them, and then a new cell is replaced. And what enhances that? It's fasting. Fasting creates a massive amount of autophagy in our bodies, better than any other thing. Fasting increases the human growth hormone. After a 24-hour fast, the human growth hormones in most people increases 500%. If you go on a 4-day fast, and I've done one 4-day fast in my life, it increases the human growth hormone by like 1,200%. That's huge. And as we age, we need the human growth hormone. We need autophagy to constantly take place in our bodies, and fasting is the way to do that. Now, I'm using fasting for a couple of different protocols. That was one of them. The other beautiful thing is when we have this cellular replacing, our cells have DNA. Hey, Jared Burp, our cells have DNA. And that DNA has to replicate from the old dying cell into the new cell so that that new cell is exactly the same as the old cell. If you have green eyes, you have green eyes. If you have brown hair, you have brown hair. If you have gray hair like me, you have gray hair. If you have Caucasian skin, you get Caucasian skin through the regeneration process. And when those old cells die off, those DNA, it replicates. It kind of comes unraveled and then it's put back together again. And what protects the DNA strands? A guy named Hayflack in the 30s discovered telomeres. Telomeres are the tips of those DNA strands. It's like Marie Blasco, who won the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 2009 for her work with telomeres, says it's like a cap on the end of a shoestring. We've all had, like tennis shoes especially. You tie those tennis shoes so much and then the tips become unraveled. Well, a telomere is like the protective cap of that shoestring. Every time that cell dies and a new one is replicated, that telomere gets a little shorter. It makes sense, just like your shoestrings, they get a little frayed. And eventually, when that telomere gets way short, your cells absolutely have to stop replicating. That's the aging process. I just defined the aging process through the lens of telomeres. So autophagy, when you fast and you get a cell that dies off and a new one is replaced, you want to protect that telomere cap, and you do it through several ways. One is diet, just good diet, good clean green diet, and no processed carbohydrates. If you want food, eat food. Like if you're gonna eat bread, go down and buy whole wheat kernels and grind them up and make your own bread, because processed bread and pastas create this huge spike in blood sugars. And so eat a good clean diet. The other thing is, I have access, and I've been taking a product for 6-7 years, proven to protect the tips of our DNA strands, telomeres. So if you get fasting, which is healthy, go on a fast. I'll share just 2 protocols how to do it. And then get autophagy going on, and then eat well, and you're gonna start being healthier. That's just, you have to. I mean, I'm 61 years old. I've never felt healthier in my life. I don't think I felt this good when I was 18. So here's some fasting strategies. The first phase of an intermittent fasting strategy is to give up all snacks. Oh, Mike, I can't give up snacks. I've been told I gotta manage my blood sugar and I gotta eat always. Wrong. In the 60s, the American family diet was 3 meals a day, hardly any snacking. And then the food companies, through marketing, hey, we gotta get people to eat more. So let's tell them, oh, you gotta snack in between meals. Wrong, you don't. So the first phase of fasting, intermittent fasting, is to give up snacks. Are you going to get hungry? Yeah, because your brain is so used to you shoving carbohydrates in there because it needs glucose to run. It's going to make you hungry. In time, that will go away. It will only take a few days, seriously. And obviously, the next phase is to give up all refined sugars. Just give up all sugar in your diet. Anything with wheat, pastas, anything like that, give it up. That's phase 2. Then, after you're on 3 meals a day and you're not snacking and you gave up all refined carbohydrates and you're putting a lot of complex carbs in your body, complex carbs like vegetables, green leafy vegetables, then you move to only 2 meals a day, because you'll find when you get up in the morning, a lot of times you're not hungry. You're just schooled to eat. From the time we were little shavers, we had cold cereal. And cold cereal is pure corn or wheat and sugar. Sugar is always the second ingredient there. So you're just so used to eating a breakfast, so give up breakfast. That's phase 3. Only 2 meals a day, lunch and dinner. Now here's what's going on there. So you're fasting between lunch and dinner 6 hours. And let's say you ate at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. to 12 noon the next day is 18 hours of fasting. That is such a doable diet for everybody. I don't care what you've been told. I don't care what nutritional products and all this stuff. Eat twice a day, because then you get into this intermittent fasting, get into autophagy, and you won't be hungry, because now your body's starting to fat adapt and burn fat. And when you burn fat, you get ketones. The brain feeds off of ketones, and that's where the word ketogenic or ketosis comes from. You're burning fat. Triglycerides are fat. They create ketone bodies. You get that way. So fasting, and then you could go from 2 meals a day, where you do that 5 days a week. This is the last phase I'll talk about. Or 6 days a week, and in one of those days, the last day after 6, you don't eat at all. And so you're going from 6 p.m. dinner of day 1, day 2 you don't eat, day 3 you go to noon. That's 42 hours of fasting. And you'll be amazed at how you feel. You drink your water. You got to get your water in you, and you put your vitamins and minerals. You may need to supplement with 1 to 2 grams of sodium if you get that keto flu, and it's awesome. And I'm sticking to that story, and I'm 61 years old. I am going to win the Hawaii Ironman. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I just know I am, and I've been working my butt off, and I'm healthy, and so can you. That's what I have found that works. Fasting. You guys take care. See ya.